Hello, other girlies, and welcome back for another bonus episode, non-Amberlynn Reed related. Just a regular old one.
Sigh of relief.
Yeah. No, and I get it. I do. Believe me.
It just was much darker than I expected it to be.
I know. Yeah, there's a lot of abuse and just things that you're like, oh, this was supposed to be a fun time. That's how I felt about the cooking with mother thing, where I was like, I thought this was supposed to be fun. This is not fun at all.
Well, it started fun, and then I found more, and then it just got darker, and it was too late because we were already covering it. And
True.
Then,
Yeah.
But today, we're talking about a hypocrite.
Yeah, which is so interesting because this is going up on Wednesday, and on Friday, you guys get the sneak peek on our topics. We're going to be talking about James Charles, obviously.
Of course, I'm so excited.
That was a very, very highly requested thing, and also just something that as soon as I saw it, I said, oh, that's a topic for the next episode, because why wouldn't it be?
I saw the first video and thought, nice, this is great. I mean, nice for us. Easy, don't have to pick the topic, automatic, love it. But then I saw, have you seen the deleted second video?
I've seen all of them, I fear.
I feel like a lot of people didn't know there was 3 videos total. And his second
Yes, there
one,
is.
I was
So
like,
bad.
oh my God.
So bad, so telling, so damning.
I'll look
I mean,
into
it
his
truly
story.
is horrendous, but I feel like
Or lack thereof.
James Charles, maybe he's not a hypocrite because he's never really advocated for better than what he gives. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like as the world gets worser and worser, people are just getting so fed up with influencers. And so when something like this topic that we're going to be talking about today, which is MJ Gray, we're going to describe who she is and why people are mad at her if you don't know. But when something like this happens, or when something like James Charles happens, people are just so fucking over it that they're like, you know what, bitch? You really have some nerve.
Yeah. Well, and especially James, I'm over everything he says.
Oh, he's not surprising. He's an evil human being and everybody knows that, obviously.
But that's what I don't get. Why do people still like him? They're like, oh, he's funny. No, he's not.
They're children.
He's really not funny. And he's just an asshole. He's a little brat.
He's a brat. He has no humanity that shines through his content whatsoever.
None.
Not even a glimpse of it where you're like, oh, maybe he does have morals. No, never.
He doesn't give a fuck about anyone or anything except himself.
We'll talk more about that. But anyway,
sorry.
The whole point of that being, we're going to be talking about MJ Gray. And the reason we're talking about her, she has 419,000 TikTok followers. She even has a podcast that's called the Man Eater Podcast. Okay, she
Jesus
came
Christ.
up because she was a feminist on TikTok. Okay, the epitome of a feminist. Do not be male-centered. Men are the least interesting thing in the universe, which, by the way, I could get behind pretty quickly, obviously. I don't defend men usually.
Same. And we're still not. But this, I think specifically, is hitting a nerve with so many people because she was doing a grift to the left.
Yeah.
Which you don't see as much, I feel like.
Well, the grift really becomes what, interestingly enough, James Charles was kind of calling out, where he said that influencers pretend to be poor to pander to their audience. And I thought for a second, I'm like, okay, first of all, maybe that specific sentence would be right message, wrong messenger. But everything else he said was so heinous that it really just didn't hit hard.
Well, and he was acting like he was a martyr for not pandering to his audience.
He's I'm not pretending to be poor. I'm rich and I'm going to act rich. It's okay, well, but when he said that, I thought immediately of people like Shane Dawson, who used to comment constantly on how rich Jeffree Star was. And then he would go back to his really nice house on the hills. You know what I mean? And it's do we need to do that? Or can we be people who are well off and acknowledge, because we still have normal people in our life, which James Charles does not have. You can acknowledge the hurt of people. You can help people. You can, you know what I mean? Just still be a human who does good things with your wealth. No, he is well, no, I'm just rich and I'm just telling you I'm rich. So MJ Gray was the opposite of that, where she was talking about not only how men, and I'm going to show you examples, but how they are basically useless and it's not impressive. Even to get a quality man, I have a TikTok of her saying even to marry a quality man is not hard at all. She's I could do that. I'm dodging that basically. It's so easy to get a man to marry you.
Very anti-marriage. Very, do not have a man in your life because, what did she say? It was basically implying, even if you think you're in a good relationship, the other shoe is about to drop.
Yes, 100%. So we're going to show examples and stuff, but that was a big pillar of her content. And again, I am married, and interestingly enough, I have had one video before that I posted on why I would never want to get married. I had a pretty firm belief of marriage not really being for me, and that didn't really factor in, and I've said this before, it didn't really factor in marrying someone who's foreign. You know what I mean? God bless. That's a whole different thing. And then we had children and I was no, legally, we have to be married. Yeah. And I think we would have gotten married eventually as well. But people like me who like, I met Nassim. It was a whirlwind. We were like, genuinely, our souls were like ignited by each other. Had Noah. I was pregnant like a month after I met Nassim. It was so quick. People like me, MJ Gray has gone on the record and basically been like, yeah, bad fucking idea. Like, obviously, I could see how that could be a bad idea for a lot of people, but for a lot of people, it's not. And I think that blanketing everything, mind you, I also think most men are dangerous. I think that most men need to be treated with caution. But I also know good men. Yeah. And like at the same time as I think like I hate all men, all the men in my life are okay with me hating them because they understand that. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not all men, but always a man.
Usually, yes. I would agree with that. So I kind of like when I was watching her TikToks, and I'm going to play a few now, it gave performative to me. And I'm not sure if that's just because I know the outcome. But like I was watching it and I was just like, oh my God, I don't think I would have ever watched this and been like, oh my God, period, girl. Like she just gave very much like, I don't know, like she was on a podium, like preaching to all the women of the world. And I'm like,
a little extreme,
well, not too much
where
now.
It's like, okay. Most people know, like when you say you hate men, you don't really hate all men. Like obviously there's exceptions.
Obviously. And the men that get offended by that are the men that you're talking about. Like everybody knows
exactly.
that.
But she seems like she was really pushing like, no,
literally. Yes. She's like, literally, there are not good men ever.
And then also she's just playing into the fact that women's rights are not as solidified as they used to be.
Sure. Agreed.
And she's feeding into the political climate and really capitalizing on just like the current state of the world. I couldn't imagine watching someone like her and actually being like influenced.
Never. No, you know what's so funny is I am much more inclined to like and follow somebody like Kitty, who like instead, like if she's getting catcalled in public, will say something funny like, oh yeah, like I killed my last boyfriend or like something like that. I'm much more inclined to like be on board with that or like the barking at men and stuff. Like I love shit like that. This feels a lot like you're preaching at me or you're trying to tell me like no good men exist. Like if you think you found a good man, you didn't. Trust me. But then also sprinkled into that, she also talks about how like she doesn't like designer things and like fuck capitalism and fuck all of that. And like the 180 we've taken to land here today is so severe that like I don't know how her neck is still intact.
Well, but it's interesting because a lot of people are saying now, and they were saying this before too, that it was giving, I'm jealous, I wish I had a man, and I wish I had money, and I wish I had all these things.
I hate that, but it does apply, I think. And I really hate it because I think that a lot of people genuinely hate capitalism. They hate the way the fucking patriarchy is set up, myself included. I think that genuinely it sets so many people up for failure. And it's really frustrating because so many people from the jump don't ask to be brought into this world. And then they're brought into this world. They're like, what the fuck is this? Like genuinely. And then we're like, oh my God, people are killing themselves. Like what? Why? So I do get it.
It's men and women. It's not just women that suffer from the patriarchy.
Absolutely.
It's both. But tell the manosphere that.
Looking at how quickly she turned and how she's ended up to where she is now just has to give that like she was talking shit, obviously, because like now that she has it, she's singing a different tune and people could change their opinions, but this one's a really interesting one to change.
And it's crazy. Like it was such a 180, like and not try and hide it at all.
No, not at all. And not really address it like
it's
that
crazy.
Either. But basically, let's just start consuming some of her content. And one of them is not even like a TikTok. It was actually an article that was written on AOL. And the headline says, massive praise for women who begged other women not to get married right now in viral clip. And it literally starts off with, marriage is slavery. Okay, in a direct quote.
Okay, well,
that's like
insane.
A really like intense thing to say, actually. It goes on to say, that's the thesis of a viral TikTok video that's causing a stir online, prompting strong reactions on the ever more apparent cultural divide. MJ Gray, a self-described supermodel billionaire, so like that's her username on socials is supermodel billionaire, which is obviously satirical, like she's just being like obviously facetious. But anyway, now she might actually be a supermodel billionaire. I don't know. She's based in Texas.
Interesting.
It says she didn't mince words in her clip, pleading with women to reject the institution of marriage altogether and framing it as a historical tool of female oppression. Marriage was the act of making women property, she said, comparing it to the practice of the arranged marriages of the past. Marriage was the property transfer of a woman between her father and her husband. Regardless of how you feel about it, that's the fact. Her marriage rant resonated with a large segment of her audience, part of a growing wave of content some are dubbing the red pill for women, which is like, I don't think that was her goal. I think it was like the opposite. But honestly, I resent that because as somebody who said I would get only fake married, and the reason why I said that was literally because somebody in the United States, right, who I didn't have to marry technically, but again, even the children thing, I didn't really think through either because that's like a big reason why you would want to be married. It's like, yeah, we do actually need that. Yeah, I didn't really think through all of it. But mainly, I was just like, dude, if I like you and you like me, let's just constantly just choose to love each other. Why do we have to have a paper? Which like part of that I do agree with, but then the other part as an adult, I understand why legally you would want to be married. There's a lot of rights that come with that, especially when you have children. And it does seem for her to base all of her content on this pillar, it does seem so like short-sighted. Like she really didn't think it through at all. That was one video I posted. I didn't really think about anything. I was just posting a video.
Well, right. And you're not sitting here trying to like make a career off of that stance.
No, of course not.
But no, it's also just like the fact that it's based on the history of how marriage started. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, but that's not how it is now. I think we could argue there's some issues with marriage and with men and women's rights, but I mean, women are choosing to get married.
Every situation, relationship, marriage is so nuanced and particular. And yes, do I think a lot of people are in marriages they shouldn't be in? And I think that the men in a lot of marriages are worthless pieces of shit. Yeah, I do. I think most people don't need to be married, but I also know a lot of people that are in very happy marriages and they make each other's life better. And I literally have been seeing so many TikToks talking about partnership and why marriage is a beautiful thing to choose in this life, because realistically, we don't know why we're here. There's so many people in this life. Yes, you have your family and stuff, but they all have their own lives and they all have their own things going on. And when you get married, you're choosing to be witness to each other's life. And like, that is a very special thing to do for each other, to choose for the only life that we're aware of that we get, to spend that together. It is a really beautiful thing. And I feel personally in my own relationship that I would consider healthy. Like it adds a lot to my life that I wouldn't have otherwise. And so I think that a blanket statement on marriage is bullshit. Even if you want to acknowledge like things are really fucked up, like I still think it's really fucked up to be like, marriages are a trap and you're a slave. It's like, okay, no, maybe we're jumping the gun a little bit.
It's very extreme.
But marriage isn't the only thing that she talks about in a very negative way. She also talks about just like generally like Hollywood or designer things.
Which like, doesn't she live in Texas?
Well, so she did an entire TikTok actually about LA and Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
And she reposted it to YouTube and we'll watch a piece of it. But basically somebody had commented on one of her TikToks saying, can you make a video about how the city works?
What the fuck does that mean?
MJ knows everything apparently. So tell us how the city works.
These are some things that I've learned since living in LA. This pertains to the entertainment industry. I was in the modeling industry when I first moved here.
Oh, okay. So she moved from Texas at some point, which like a lot of people do.
But also I feel like when you hear about people talk about LA, the people that are like, ugh, LA's so fake. I hate everyone here. They're always the people that moved to LA.
Oh, yeah. It's never like the local people.
Well, it's sure. Like not everyone in LA is bad. You're just hanging out with the wrong people.
First off, if my daughter came to me and told me that she wants to be a model, I'd tell her, let's brainstorm some other things to be. Being a model is probably the last thing that I'd let my daughter be. Next to my son being a football player. Those are two, I'd be like, literally anything else you can be, those are two things I'm not gonna let you do. Most things are fronts. Most things are not real. Most publications like that are writing about celebrities, whoever, are paid for. People often call paparazzi on themselves. People often pay to get articles written about themselves. That's what people's PR teams are for. So when you see a paparazzi shot or you see a publication written about somebody, 9 times out of 10, that's paid for. A lot of actors that you see in movies together or that commonly work together, you think are friends with each other, and oftentimes that's not the case. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. If it's advantageous for an actor to have a good relationship in the public eye with another person, then that's what they're going to do, even if they do not like that person or have fallen out of friendship with that person. Most marriages are fronts. Things in Los Angeles, especially in the entertainment industry, works a lot like how things worked in high court. High court, like in the olden days, right? Like most marriages aren't the kind of marriages that you're going to see in the Midwest or wherever else in America or in the world. In the restaurants that I've worked in, I was instructed as a hostess to sit the famous and attractive people in the front and sit the people who were not attractive or not as famous in the back. And if you walk by these tables in the front, you're like, can I sit here? I'm going to say, no, that table's reserved for somebody else. Everything is about appearances. So again, if it's advantageous to maintain a relationship with somebody because it makes you look good or it sets you in alliance with somebody in terms of business, and that's what you're going to do. So don't assume that people are actually friends with each other. Okay. And also don't talk bad about other people to other people because you don't know who that person knows. okay? Or who they're friends with or who they're not friends with. Say less than necessary. Don't divulge all your secrets and all your connections and what you have in the bank account with just anybody and expect them to be impressed by it. You don't know what's going on with them.
Why does she kind of low-key, in a weird way, hear me out, give Leo Skeppy? I don't know. Something about her is like giving like,
because it's like,
I know the city. I'll tell you all about it.
No,
like,
no,
okay.
it is similar though, because it's also like, no, trust me. Like I'm the one with
I
the
know
wisdom.
everything.
But then meanwhile, they're in the exact society that they're talking about. Like she's wearing an aloe sweatshirt.
Yeah, no, literally. I don't own anything aloe. Like it's very hypocritical. And this was before she even turned her ass around on any of this.
Like it's not a Louis Vuitton purse, but like aloe literally invites like my friend is a Pilates teacher for them, and she like teaches all of the influencers.
No, I looked it up because
people.
I was like, oh, everybody's wearing all this aloe stuff. Let me check it out. It was like $175 for a sweatshirt. I said,
it's definitely pricey.
Never mind.
Most people, whether that be online or who are famous, are not living the lives that they are presenting to the public eye. Period.
My God,
Yeah.
you're so revolutionary.
Well,
Thank you,
also
MJ. We never
projecting
knew
much?
this. Yeah, no, actually, yes.
It's like 9 times out of 10, what they're portraying is not what's going on behind closed doors. I have seen so many times where people have been like, I love this person, whether it's a celebrity or an influencer, like they're just so this and they're so this. And it's like, I know these people in real life and no, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're
you're
not.
so cool.
Most actors, comedians, celebrities that you're like, oh, like anything that you see them in an interview.
Do you know all of them, MJ? Have you met all of them? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I get it. Hollywood can be very, very vapid. I agree with that.
Yes,
But,
and
like-
it also like there can be some small worlds, but at the same time, like not our podcast literally being like, do we know them? But like we don't usually, and we're very honest
No,
about how
usually not.
like when we do acting like if you live in LA, like you know everything about all of the influencers. Like, are you kidding? Like everyone hangs out in different groups. Like, what are you talking about? Usually, I feel like there's not a ton of crossover between like celebrities and influencers, especially now because like
Right.
it's not that strange to be an influencer anymore. I feel like people like Tana, are going to be hanging out with people that are probably famous, but like MJ, probably not.
No, definitely not. Now, skipping forward a little bit to something that she said about a woman being with a man. This was another TikTok that she posted to YouTube. Or actually, no, it was just a YouTube video. It's called Men Should Always Pay for Women.
Men should always pay for women. And no, it's not because men are natural providers or because women shouldn't have their own money or work. This has nothing to do with gender roles. Men should have to incentivize women to want to be around them for the following reasons. Men are women's apex predator. 91% of rape and assault cases are done to women. 99% of perpetrators are men. 2% of convicted rapists go to prison. And the majority of the time, the offender is someone that the woman knows or is dating. That does not seem very equal to me. And the crazy part is you will hear men complain more about the male loneliness epidemic or feminism than you will hear them talk about any of these things. Men rely on these bad men to make themselves look like good men in contrast. And since they rely on this contrast to evade accountability, they will never actually protect us from these bad men. As long as these bad men exist, we women need these good men to protect us. The problem is that's a lie because they don't actually protect us. Why would women choose to go out with our apex predator and also pay for our own meal? Why would we put ourselves out just to put ourselves at risk? My second point is women's time is more valuable than men's time is. Men constantly tell us that we're going to be undesirable after 30, while they get to be desirable well into their senior years. Now, I don't think that's true, but that's what we're consistently told. In any case, if a woman does want to have children, she does have a limited amount of time compared to a man. And by this logic, since women have limited time, it is inherently more valuable than a man's time. Why then would a woman waste her time to go out with a man who isn't going to make it worth her time and who more than likely is going to waste her time? I promise you, you're going to feel better about a man wasting your time if he's also fed you and has improved your life and financed your passions and your development. Thirdly, women's reproductive rights. There are very real health risks and financial
I
consequences.
don't disagree with all of this. I'm like,
Right,
yeah,
right,
no,
right,
valid,
yeah.
yes, for sure. But I feel like it's funny that she's like saying so much like dark, like dramatic stats and stuff, which are true. And again, I agree. But then it's just like that you're fed. Like it's just like for dinner.
Well, and also she's basically saying like, if you're gonna be with a man, him being a good man is not enough. He needs to pay for you because then that'll make it worth it. And it's like,
I'm like, just food is gonna, the steak
kinda
is gonna
fucked
make
up.
it worth
I don't know.
it. I feel like
Yeah,
maybe we should have the bar a little higher, especially if that's like your whole thing. Like if you're just willing to like, oh, well, no good men out there, but I guess I'll compromise if they'll buy me food.
Men have largely been silent as our right to choose has been rolled back, and contraceptives are not foolproof. The only way that you can guarantee that you will not get pregnant is by not sleeping with men at all. The reality is you could be stuck carrying a man's child, sacrificing your career and your body and financial stability if you choose to sleep with a man who cannot at least pay for your dinner and nonetheless support a child. Women are forced to dysregulate our hormones with birth control and to risk infections through condoms. Men don't have to worry about these things. Men's bodies are never up for political debate. Ours are. Men cannot and do not split these burdens with us, and they can't split the labor of carrying and giving birth to a child. Finally, women's presence and attention is more valuable than men's are. Erotic dance clubs with female dancers generate $7.4 billion annually, making up 95% of total revenue.
I just am like, again, like some of what she's saying, I don't disagree with, but it's just like the way she's presenting it is just like, oh my God.
no, and
give
her
me a break.
solution is bullshit too.
Yeah.
So like it seems more like exploitation of the things that women have to face versus somebody who feels like they're speaking on something because they have something to offer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like as a fellow woman, like, hey guys, like this is what we should do. So your solution is go out with them still, but they gotta feed you.
Yep.
And pay for your
That's the
shit.
way she keeps bringing it back to paying for dinner. I'm like, I feel like this is a.
Are we not more
we didn't
than
think this
that?
through.
I fear, yeah.
Erotic dance clubs with male dancers generate $328 million annually, making up 5% of total revenue. And spicy fan sites reflect the same numbers. Female creators that make heterosexual content constitute 95% of top earners. Male creators who make heterosexual content constitute 5% of top earners. I don't know many women who pay to see men dance on poles. There are very few examples of professional women who have tanked their entire reputation and legacy to chat with minors or to pursue men in a coercive or disrespectful way. Women don't bond with each other over men serving as hot wings and mini shorts. That's what men do. As a woman, when you're seen with a man, it lowers your social capital. And we saw this surrounding the online discourse that occurred when Nina Igdal got engaged to Logan Paul. When men are seen with multiple women, they are held in higher regard by society. And
So she says to solely be seen with a man lowers your social capital. With whom? With you? Because like at the end of the day, like I'm not disagreeing with like the principle of the things that she's like saying at a base level. But like when we're talking about the patriarchy, it's actually unfortunately quite the opposite. It's like if you're seen with a man that actually helps you in this world, which sucks. You know what I mean? So like I just feel like she's missing certain points and then also providing zero to help.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like very like despair content of like, world is crumbling, world is crumbling. It's like the fucking chicken from Chicken Little. And it's like, what do you want to do? Now last year, MJ went viral for speaking about the Wizard Liz situation. So apparently it was a girl who got engaged and pregnant quickly. And then at 4 months pregnant, her partner cheated. Okay. So then everybody was talking about that on TikTok. And then MJ said, you know what? Let me say something as well.
Oh boy, a lot of you are asking me to comment on the whole Wizard Liz situation, and I don't want to feel like I'm like profiting or like exploiting someone's tragedy. I think that's absolutely devastating what's happened to her. I can't imagine how she's feeling right now, especially considering the fact that she's 4 months pregnant. And I feel like, you know, what can I really say? I feel like anything that I could say in this situation, like how I genuinely feel, is going to get me into trouble. But what's new? I could never trust a man, and I would never judge or condemn a woman for trusting a man. I personally could never trust a man.
Well,
I absolutely not. I've loved men and I've cared about men. And I've had, you know, I care deeply about my ex-boyfriends and we're still friends. Like I've had love for men. I've never trusted a man. Ever. Even the men that I've loved in my past, I would not trust them. I've never met a man who was not driven by his lust. If there's one theme that all of the men that I've ever known, whether I dated them or otherwise, there's one theme that they all had, is that they are absolutely controlled by their lust.
This is what I really dislike about her, because I have known several men, and that's speaking as somebody who was sexually assaulted. Like, I understand the hatred for men and their lust and how it leads to so much evil in the world. But like, genuinely, my husband, a few of my ex-boyfriends are the least lustful men I've ever met. Like, lustful in the way that like you find me attractive and like when you feel like the vibe is right, like, well, we're gonna have sex. Sure, I would hope so. But like, absolutely never made me feel obligated. They don't push, they don't want to. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, you don't know every man in the fucking world. Like, and I hate defending men. Oh my God, it makes me irate.
I think she's leaning more towards like, they could be in love with you and in a relationship, but like they'll easily be tempted by someone else.
Yeah, but like, not
saying that. Yeah, no, I agree. It's not all of them.
No,
but
like genuinely, I've met men that don't, and I mean, a few of them actually who have never been into porn, who don't even like to masturbate. Like, not to be like really TMI about it, but like, yeah, I've met multiple men and they were not fucking lying. That's just not something that they were interested in. Like, men are also allowed to be humans who are making decisions
Everyone's
in their
wired
life and
differently,
are exactly. Like, I do feel like the paintbrush that she's using is a little broad, and like I understand that that could be her experience, and I also agree with her that a lot of men are shitty. But like, she is too fucking general about it, I feel.
Well, and it is crazy to me to be like, oh, I've been in love, I've loved men, but then be like, but I've never trusted them. It's like,
you have to trust them to love them.
Thank
period.
you. That.
Period. If you've ever slept next to a man, you have to trust them.
Yeah.
Period. So like,
to a certain
I think she's a
extent,
hypocrite
like,
already.
Yeah.
Which is why I would never marry a man. And why I think if I am going to enter some kind of relationship with a man, I have to be getting some kind of, what's the word for it? Collateral. If you would like to date me, I need collateral. I need to look back on our relationship together and feel like I got something out of it for when and if you betray me and waste my time. And that is what I preach to you guys. So when people are like, oh, MJ, why is she giving relationship advice? She's not in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship. I sleep like a baby at night because I don't worry about some man running around and cheating on me. I use men for what they're good for. And what they're good for depends on the man. But otherwise,
I don't like that.
No,
I didn't like
not
that
at all.
either.
I don't regularly consume Liz's content.
Then why are you talking right now? Like, literally, the way she started the video being like, oh, I don't want to profit on someone's tragedy. And then literally following it up with like, I mean, what can I even say? And then proceeds to say a bunch of shit.
Literally.
And then tell us that she
We're
doesn't
not
even
even
watch the
halfway
girl's
through.
content.
Like, what do you mean?
From that one video she did with the Q&A of her in Landon, there were so many times in that video where I was like, oh, yep. And that's why I'm not a very I'm not a very fun person to be friends with.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Fucking holy shit, I bet, bitch. Like, oh my god.
Well, she's just giving like, I'm smarter than all of you. I can see the signs. You're all just stupid bitches.
No, that's what, okay, wait, that actually awoke something within me. Because I feel like that's what I'm getting. Because it's not so much that I want to defend the men she's talking about, because I think on a broader spectrum, like she's right about a lot of it.
She's acting like women are all too stupid.
Yeah, but she belittles women in the process. That's what really gets me about her content, because even though she's not doing it outright, she has the very like, I'm better and smarter and I know more than you.
She's an intellectual pick-me.
Yes, okay. I think we've cracked the case.
Yes. Court is adjourned.
Any man who says you should trust men as a woman is lying to you. The only man that you even have a chance at trusting is a man who will straight up look at you and say, men cannot be trusted. They just can't. I preach what Shara 7 talks about. Okay? You got to be getting something out of these relationships. You should not even consider having someone's baby until they are married to you. And even so.
But I thought you said we shouldn't get married because it's slavery. So I'm a little confused.
A lot of conflicting ideals here.
Yeah, like I wonder if she believes it in the moment that she's saying it. You know what I mean?
think
Like,
so.
do you think so?
Yeah.
She does seem very like
Like when people go on just like
compelled.
diatribes and like are super passionate about something and
Yeah.
like then afterwards it's like, oh, yeah, no, I guess that wasn't right. But she doesn't ever say that. She just decides to say something completely new and not acknowledge that it's changed. Yeah.
Just know that once you have that man's baby, you are trapped with him. Men will fake their personalities. They will mirror you. They will try to humble you. They will pretend to be something that they're not in order to get you. They will trap you with a baby and they will lie to you. And that is very disheartening and disappointing. And it's a hard pill to swallow. And I appreciate and I understand that.
A
I
red pill,
appreciate that. Shut the fuck up. Who the fuck are you? Like genuinely.
It's giving, I'm going to hold your hand while I tell you this.
Yeah, no, literally, I've never met a woman that makes me want to defend men before. Like, actually.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
upset. I'm upset about it.
You should probably get to swallowing it at some point. Because it's just the way it is. This is a very cynical message, which is why I don't even want to come here and say this.
But
Because
yeah,
I know generalization and all or nothing
Yeah, you
mentalities
did.
usually aren't good, but trust me, I've known a lot of people. I've seen a lot of things in my life.
Oh, well, so you know better than us. Thank you, Queen.
Trust these motherfuckers.
You see, we're watching a fucking thing about this lady says never to trust a man, and then look at my man bringing me wine. God bless. You ain't coming back. All right, God bless.
My last two boyfriends, the first one, I had an unlimited Amex card, and the second one was literally a sub. Wait on me and like do anything I told him to do. That's why they were my boyfriends. I guess I'm not saying it's impossible, but if that's on your top priority of things that you would want out of life, is a man to give you a fairy tale romance and love.
That's not like, we're not fucking morons, MJ. We're not like literally living life like twirly hair. I want to get married. I got married in a fucking
In my
courthouse.
tower waiting for my prince to come rescue me.
Literally, my dad wasn't, I don't even think my dad was there. Did my dad go? I think he had work that day. I got married in a courthouse. Nobody gave me away, nothing. Like genuinely, I have gotten married to witness life with my partner. Period, point blank. We have raised two amazing children together and we have a wonderful life. Like for her to just say this is making me hot. Like I'm
And just
sweating.
basing it off of, like, she's like,
Only her
trust
experience.
Me, trust me. I've had two boyfriends that she doesn't even say were bad, so I'm confused.
She likes them. She's still friends with them. So
They're
hello.
still friends,
What's
yeah.
going on?
It's just like, no, you should trust me. My
And I
experiences
would
are
have
more
felt this way
important.
regardless, but knowing that this ends and her getting engaged, spoiler alert, oh my God, it's making me fucking pissed.
In Paris.
We need to recalibrate our needs and wants and desires, because that's not a fair bet to make. And that's okay. There's so many things to want out of life, and I think we all need to kind of shift gears a little bit and understand that when entering a dynamic with a man, a relationship dynamic, you are rolling dice like crazy.
Right.
And if you're doing it going 50-50 and that man doesn't worship the ground you walk on and do anything for you,
Ew, I hate her.
probably not a good idea.
Oh my God,
One more
I
thing,
don't
one more
like
thing.
her
She
at
also
all.
dated
No, I
down
hate
in
her.
the name for love. Don't do that. Don't do that. Liz could have like an oil baron, but she dated down for the name of love. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Get the man with resources and learn to love him if you must have one.
So now be a gold digger.
Well, that
and
was
learn
always
to
her
love
message,
them.
actually, which
That's
is ironic
insane.
because she seemed to have married somebody or is going to marry somebody quite rich. So she kind of isn't a hypocrite if you really think about it in a roundabout kind
Like,
of
if
way.
you read between the lines, maybe she is doing what she said, but like, no, I don't like it.
I believe this is a TikTok that she calls marriage slavery. Let's watch a little bit of it. But on screen it says, please don't get married.
And you're either going to be ready to hear this or you're not going to be. Women historically have been slaves. I understand there's different forms of slavery, but women, in the true definition of the word, have been enslaved. Marriage was the act of making women property. Marriage was the way of exchanging women as property. Marriage was the property transfer of a woman between her father and her husband. Regardless of how you feel about it, that's the fact. That was the origination, the original purpose.
Do you notice the word was?
Yeah,
And do you notice that like now we actually have the choice? Like for instance, like I'm married to my husband and I have my original last name. I didn't even have to get his last name. Can you believe
Well,
it?
that's what I said
Like, we can make
earlier. I was like,
choices.
there's been like a cultural shift since marriage was first invented.
No, 100%. And I think it's fair to say that I think a lot of people still get married because they believe societally that is the correct thing to do.
For
but
sure.
I don't think it's fair to still say that a woman that's married nowadays, I mean, yes, there are still arranged marriages and there's a lot still going on around the world. But I'm like, MJ, you and like the people you know and like what you're talking about is your direct kind of like experience in life. You don't know anybody who's like enslaved in a marriage, I fear. Somebody somewhere probably is, for sure.
Even like they might be stuck in a marriage and like in a bad marriage, but
Yeah.
calling it slavery, ma'am,
it seems like a bad word to use for this.
problematic.
Yeah, a little bit.
The reason why you see divorce rates rise is because women finally have agency over whether or not we stay in these marriages. The reason why you're
Right.
seeing marriage rates and birth rates
Oh,
decline
and they can support
is because
themselves
for the
and stuff
first
too.
time
But
in
you
human
think they should
history,
just get their dinner
women
paid
have had
for,
more
so.
agency than we've ever had on whether or not we get married in the first place and whether or not we decide to have children. There is a reason why women have been socially conditioned into believing that if we don't have children or if we're not married or a man didn't choose us, that's like the biggest insult to our identity or our value as human beings. I personally disagree with the entire construct of marriage. I believe that marriage signifies the ownership of women, and I disagree with it as a concept as a whole.
Damn, she really took my fake married video to another level. She really took it up a notch. Wow.
She keeps saying that as if like suddenly now the man has rights over the woman. That's not
Yeah, like I
how it is
understand.
anymore.
Isn't there like a thing that they're trying to pass? I hope they haven't done it. Jesus, I'm sorry if that. Like the fucking voting thing.
Yeah, where it's like you need to have your original last name on the...
Exactly. Yeah. So there's certain very concerning factors, I think, nowadays due to our administration and things that are happening.
Like trying to like seep back in. But even like when she
For a
was
while
filming
now,
this,
it's been
like,
pretty
yeah.
like, we can have credit cards now. You know, we couldn't have those at one point. We need our husband to sign off on this.
Honestly,
So like, I get it.
Like
yes.
recently, who was
Yeah,
I
it
watching?
was
Like
not long
Busy
ago.
Phillips. There's a clip that went viral of her talking about it on a podcast.
Yeah.
Where she's like, when I was little, like my mom couldn't have a credit card.
My mom's a little bit older. It was very much of a time like a woman couldn't have a credit card.
Oh,
like,
really?
Well, women couldn't have their own credit cards until like 1975, right?
Is that
Is
true?
that real?
Yeah, without a cosigner.
Without
Guys,
a
do you not know this?
No.
No, I
Yeah,
thought that was
no,
an
a
episode of
male-
Handmaid's Tale.
This year marks the
1974.
1974. What did I say? What did I fucking
Wow.
say?
Before the law, women needed their husbands, fathers, or brothers to co-sign for a loan or credit card.
100%
No fucking
That's crazy.
Yes. When we talk about equality,
Wow.
motherfuckers, my mom couldn't get a credit card until the year my sister was born.
I did not.
That's crazy.
I did not know that.
The fact that women were able to finally have agency and bodily autonomy led to more equality, including financial equality.
Wait, this was 2 years after Roe.
Roe is 1972.
So then the guys were like, we got to give him credit
You
card. I
don't
don't
need
want
to
pay
look
for
that up.
this.
I'm right.
Oh my God.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
no, it wasn't that long ago that
Yeah.
was the case. And like obviously voting and all of that stuff. I'm well aware of as women that our rights have been limited and that we've gained them and now it's like, are we losing them again? Like what's happening? But
Yeah, like it's not limited to marriage though. It's just like in
no,
general.
it's not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Yeah. The comparison to slavery, I think just throws me off so much that I am having a very hard time following what she's saying.
And if you're not new to my page, you know that I have no intention of ever getting married. I relish in the idea of being single. I do not want to have any children. And I relish in the idea that for the first time, I'm one of the first generations of women
Relishes.
who have the freedom to not participate in any of those things.
And guess what you did with that freedom? You hypocritical bitch. You are marrying a man. How dare you, you wench. You're
I
in a
just need to
slavery
know
relationship. You're a slave.
if she was like bitter and miserable at this point and like really didn't have a boyfriend, or if she's always
Yeah.
been like dating to marry behind the scenes and like it's all been an act.
I think both somehow. I think literally both. But anyway, she just goes on to literally double, triple, quadruple down on the fact that she's never going to get married.
Thing in new ways.
So imagine people's shock. Okay, when out of the fucking blue, she announced that she is engaged to a man that she has only known for 9 months. Which, by the way, she was just talking about Wizard Liz. That was 4 months. Hey, 5 extra months is not that much more. Okay.
This is insane.
You never wanted to be anybody's girlfriend, and now you're somebody's wife.
The fact that she timed this, too.
I don't think I'll ever understand that. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
It just happened. I said I love this man.
She timed it for the fucking Eiffel Tower.
No, literally, this could not be...
This is the cringiest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Cheesier if she tried, yeah. But then literally one of the top comments is, but you're the one who convinced me not to get married, which
I love,
say to
it's
that,
definitely a joke.
Maybe don't listen to like
I think it's just someone being
I think
funny.
it is a joke. Yeah, but hey, I'm not going to say that it's impossible. She probably convinced a few people to not get married. Someone said she played you guys, LOL. Someone asked, in your words, what's the collateral you're getting? Because like she made it so abundantly clear. There's no way you could have minced her words. Like she literally made it so clear over multiple videos on TikTok, on YouTube, and was just like, unless you're getting something out of it, do not get married to a man. So, okay, what are you getting out of it? Now people are going to speculate. Congratulations.
Side note, you mentioned that the caption was in French, but you had already clicked the translate. I'm just processing. There's a douchey. Like, of course she put the caption in French.
Of course she did. The part that says like, I know what I said was in English, but like the beginning part, I think it's from like a book or something or a song.
Something that intellectuals would know.
Yeah, literally it is very cheesy. And like, dude, yeah, I could see how, and I'm not saying this is the case because nobody really knows who her fiance is. She's kept it pretty quiet.
Did people know she was even dating?
I don't believe so. I do believe this was like something she kept private until it was like, surprise, I'm engaged, which like I did as well because I was
but I guess people did say like the 9 months. So they had to have known, or maybe she said that later and they just went back and commented that after the fact.
Maybe, yeah. I think the Reddit brigade is out on this one, like stalking exactly when everything happened. Okay, this is a video of her. On screen, it says, imagine hating on me, and I'm just in my room playing dress up with my archival Bob Mackie. And then in the caption, it says, should I get married in this? Hashtag Bob Mackie.
I kind of want to Google like a price.
Right. Bob Mackie dresses range in price from around $100 to over $18,000 for rare high-end vintage pieces, which I would assume if she said archival, she wanted you to know it was one of those.
And that's using the word archival. Like, okay, are you at the Met?
Pretentious
like,
as
what
fuck.
the fuck are you? I hate
literally. So not only is she getting married when she was, I mean, just so clear about the fact that that is a trap, slavery even, and just a generally really bad choice unless they can offer you the world, which I guess her fiance is. But even so, even if her fiance is offering her the world, how
she can't trust him.
No, she'll never trust him. But like, it is just embarrassing for the world to know that that is the reason you're with that man. Like, that is actually just gross. And I would argue to say,
as we saw, gold digger.
No, literally. And like, I think it's more dangerous to gold dig from a man and get into a marriage with them for that versus struggling together, living life together, really, really going through it, and then maybe coming out on the other side or something. Like, that's a man you could trust, some would say.
That's because, like, in her mind, the collateral is just money.
I don't know. I think so. Now, this is a screen recording. So Reddit basically compiled videos that was MJ in the past talking about how she never wants to have designer stuff and she's going to give away her designer stuff, which, by the way, already when I saw that, I clocked that because I go, as somebody who doesn't like designer things, I don't own designer things.
Exactly.
Like, I don't have anything to give away. I never bought it.
I truly can't. I do not have one thing that I like.
Nothing.
I don't have a piece of jewelry. I don't have a bag.
Zero.
I'd like, if you were like,
None.
what's the most expensive thing you own? I'd be like, my computer.
Literally, my computer and my engagement ring. All my bags are like nylon because I like how you can
literally,
wipe it off.
they're
you know
like
what I mean?
from, not anymore, but I'm like Forever 21.
Now, people are thinking that she does have a rich fiance, though, not only because that was what she vehemently said, like that will be my prerequisite if, well, she didn't even give an if I get married. She made it very clear that would never happen.
She was never getting married.
If you get married, girl, you're making a bad decision, but he better be rich. People are presuming that he's rich because now she just openly posts about her rich lifestyle. She is buying designer, she is traveling the world, and it is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. So check out this juxtaposition.
Chanel bags are not worth $5,000, but people are going to continue to buy them. I have been buying clothes secondhand much more often.
For Valentine's Day,
Oh my God.
My youngest.
So it's not even just that she's wearing it, it's that
No.
she's bragging about it and
She brags
name
about
dropping nonstop.
Name drops them, literally wants people to know this is the brand I'm wearing and I'm here and this hotel has such amazing accommodations and everything is beautiful and amazing in my life. That is what she's doing.
Designer things are just tacky. They're just played out. Like, can we do something creative and original? I don't love it. I guess I just don't like the wealth signaling of it.
Los Angeles doesn't have a Miu Miu store, but New York does. So I went and bought a couple of things while I'm here. In this super, super cute little garment bag. Love the Miu Miu pink shade. And this is it. Look how cute she is. It's like a little tennis skirt dress. I've wanted these for a long time. Very cute. Very good for just everyday running around. Miu Miu usually doesn't do things like this. So when they did, I thought it was really cool and different for them. And it's the perfect size. I usually don't buy expensive sunglasses because I lose them or they break. But these look so cute. I just think they look really good on me. I feel like I'm not Becca Bloom, so you guys don't care when I do luxurious stuff, but sometimes I feel like I have no choice but to share with you. I'm staying at the Amman, New York, and it's very fancy, and I want to show you. You have these beautiful views. I got some roses delivered, and this is the room. Yeah, that's what I got.
The reason why society constantly pushes overconsumption is because you will never be able to harness that state of energy because you're constantly satiating that desire instead of alchemizing it and rechanneling it. You're constantly running away from that emotional state of sadness or anger instead of alchemizing it and rechanneling it. And make sure when you feel desire, you're channeling it in the right way and you're not exasperating your desire tank on things that aren't going to make you better.
The glasses are Prada. The necklace, we got a Chanel necklace. This is Jean Paul Gaultier. This is the Sahara Rays brand. I bought this absolutely horrible Fendi bodysuit. I got swept up in the moment in Rome. Gucci scarf that I bought in Rome. I don't know. I thrift clothes and then I try to buy from like cool designers that I think are doing cool things. And then I buy like things that I think are funny. And then I buy like dumb designer things.
Designer things are just tacky. They're just played out. Like, can we do something creative and original? I don't love it.
I'm so hilariously strict, and I seriously, anything I tell you guys on this app, I promise you, I live by example. If you marry a rich man, your life will be controlled by him. It's not worth the Chanel bags. It's not worth the Cartier bracelets. It's not worth the fancy vacation. If I were to give you any kind of advice, avoid getting married, make your own money, do your own thing with your life.
I'm currently sitting in my $100,000 car that my boyfriend bought for me.
You set the example, okay? The more we see other people living by example and not being preachy about it, not shoving it down everyone's throats, but the more we see people saying, hey, this is what I believe in and this is the way that I'm gonna live regardless of how popular it is yet, that's going to promote change.
Most men with money are fucking corny losers. They are losers. They have no personality. They have no sauce. They have no fucking soul. So to all the women who are like, I want a soft life at the hands of a man, go ahead, bitch. But your finite life is going to revolve around the most boring motherfucker, the lamest motherfucker that the world has ever seen. If you are going to have a man in your life, which is a net negative, they should be adding immense value to your life. I never said respect and love them, because if you do that, you're going to be respecting and loving a lame motherfucker. I'm so for real. Do as I say and do as I do, bitch. Because I be walking the walk out here.
What a fucking 180. And mind you, she's doing it all with a man by her side. Not like visibly, we can't see him.
Yeah,
but like
he's filming.
He's there, embarrassing.
This one is from like a month ago. She's in Paris, of course. It probably is when she got engaged, right?
Yeah, because she always likes to stay at the Ritz Paris. No, it may not be from then because she always stays there.
And again, it's minding my own business at the Ritz Paris wearing Bob Mackie. And then the caption says, this is my truth. Bitch!
You know, literally the audacity is insane.
I do not want to wear designer things at all. I'm selling everything designer that I own.
I bought this bag for $3,000. I bought the entire outfit from the Devil Wears Prada, the Chanel boots outfit, the iconic Chanel boots outfit. Several people were like, well, you don't have the bag. That is true. I think it's kind of ugly. And it's gone up in price like crazy. $300 on the real.
This is
I bought this
crazy.
bag for $3,000. Couldn't have you guys telling me that I didn't have the whole look. I kind of like her. I went shopping at Louboutin. If you know me, you know that I love me a pair of Louboutins.
Like, it feels like I'm like being punked. Like, what do you mean?
Like, this
If
is like
you
a
know
psyop.
me- Well, actually, anybody who knew you a year ago would be very confused that you love Louboutins.
Literally,
What do you
someone
mean?
wakes
First of
up
all,
from
they're
a coma
notoriously
and they're
uncomfortable.
like,
Hello?
I've missed some chapters.
No, genuinely, it would be the most jarring thing ever. This is like the biggest and craziest influencer switch up I think I've seen ever.
And just like leaning so hard into it. And her caption is consumerism final boss.
Yeah, you don't get to joke about it anymore because you're doing
You
it, mamas.
are!
You don't get to, you can't do that. Like, I joke about that because I get sucked into the TikTok shop every day of my life. I don't
You're
own
not
a
buying
designer thing. I don't own
$3,000 bags
expensive
to match
things.
Devil Wears
Never in my
Prada.
life.
Like,
nor
oh
would
my
I
God.
ever.
But the one I'm about to show you, the Brittany Murphy ones, I did not get on sale. Ballerina. The green, she was on sale, so I'd be...
I'm sorry. Show me a Christian Louboutin shoe that doesn't look like you could just get it at TJ Maxx.
I just don't get it.
Like, I don't not like designer stuff because I can't buy it. I could buy it if I wanted to. It's just really a waste of money and stupid and ugly.
I
and
think
tacky.
sometimes I'll like be looking for something and I'll see something that is like, I'm like, oh, that's cute. And I'll see that it's really expensive. And I'm like, oh, didn't
I can
realize.
never justify
But guess
it.
what? Then I Google
Ever.
Lens it and find it on Amazon for cheaper.
money if I didn't buy it, frankly.
I know you guys were upset because you felt like that room was not worth the cost.
And I hear you, but it is
On a shopping spree in Paris.
I'm staying at the Ritz in Paris.
This is ridiculous.
I'm in Honolulu and I went to Dior. And I
Oh my
got
God.
a bag.
Oh my God, even this is so fucking stupid. She posted, rare aesthetic. You're trapped on a remote island at a luxury resort due to an insane rainstorm. You really had to throw luxury in there, huh? You really had to do it to us.
It's insane. And that was in March. So it's like these past few months,
She's been out of fucking touch more than ever. This one says, you're gonna regret not having children. Bro, I don't even stay at resorts that allow children. Okay, queen. First of all, I'm not gonna lie, I would not be surprised if in 3 months you're pregnant. God bless.
100%.
At all. Not even surprised a
Gonna
bit.
pop out some triplets. Like
Literally.
And have them in all matching designer outfits. Not afraid of getting older because I'll never be too old to be bougie and fly. What?
Does she think she's funny? And she has a Birkin. Do you know how much those are?
And she looks like a bug with those.
No, literally, like,
It looks
money
like
can't
this-
buy class. God bless.
Literally.
Oh my God. Wait, what the fuck do you have those right there? Jesus Christ.
I don't know. They were just on hand.
Mine are in a landfill somewhere. God bless. Or in a Goodwill near me. Actually, I think I gave those away.
If that's the case, then we can...
Oh my God.
This is what $6,000 worth of flowers looks like, by the way.
That's
If you
insane.
ethically, you could sleep at night, okay? With your husband buying you $6,000 worth of flowers. And the crazy part, like, I just had a private chef cook for all the mothers in my life, and that was very expensive. But you know what? I got love. I got light. Everybody felt celebrated and loved, and it felt like the world was okay for one moment because the world actually sucks.
She's getting collateral.
Apparently. But like, those die in a week. You selfish bitch. I'm sorry. I could never get on board with spending $6,000 on flowers. Like, you might as well just be Kim Kardashian.
Yep.
Literally.
I mean, that's the Kardashians are like who really popularized all of those, like,
Yes, the big ass bouquets and shit. Fuck out of here.
Staying at the Waldorf in Las Vegas, and they
Why
gave
do
us
you have to
the
tell
best
us where
suite
you're
in the
staying
hotel.
If you're not making your food at home, I don't think you're paying attention. If you're still buying luxury goods, I don't think you're paying attention. You should be buying clothes that are secondhand.
That's insane. Like, it's not even like,
The juxtaposition.
oh, you know, guys, like, she got some more money. No, this is the most insane departure I've ever seen.
I would
We
agree
should
with
be
that.
buying clothes secondhand to doing Dior unboxings and like,
No. And to say that if you are doing those things, you are not paying attention. So did you decide to stop paying attention, or where did that drift happen? Because it happened really quickly.
Well, she stopped paying attention to her own content.
I
'cause-
mean, genuinely, this is insane. Okay, so another addressing, I guess, is her talking about being engaged.
I think this is like the only one where she really did address it. And it was like
Yeah,
right
because otherwise she
after-
just skates on past it.
Yeah, and I think it was right after the Eiffel Tower video, but it looks like it's gone now. This is a re-upload.
Interesting. It says on screen, yes, I am engaged. Yes, this is awkward. LOL.
Yes, I am the same person who made several videos
Several?
saying that I never
Several is crazy.
Several videos. That was your
entire
platform,
career.
almost. Yeah, your entire career. Several YouTube videos, several TikTok. I mean, what are you talking about?
I want to get married, and I did not agree with the institution of marriage. Gag is, I still don't agree with the institution of marriage, but in those videos, I made caveats.
Oh, you bitch. I fear we are being gaslit.
No, literally. I feel like maybe at one point in like a sentence or something, you might have thrown a little thing.
The caveat was that you get a free dinner, maybe. So I guess
but she was like very, very, very direct. That's actually one of the issues I have with you is that you had no caveats. And as somebody who's married, who didn't really believe in marriage before, like I have an issue with that. Because I'm like, there are caveats, actually.
You didn't consider the exceptions to the rule.
Zero.
Yeah.
If you plan on having children, if you plan on living together, if you plan on buying property together, that is those are the situations where marriage does make sense.
You said you were the property.
You should feel like getting marriage is a milestone that you must make in your life to feel like an accomplished person. I don't think it's an accomplishment. I don't think as women you should feel pressured to get married because...
Very different marriage. You actually said under no circumstances ever get married and it's slavery.
You were not just gunning for like, don't feel like you're behind, don't feel like you have to get married. Like,
no,
yeah, you mentioned that maybe kind of in
good.
passing once in the videos we've seen, but like that is not your main messaging.
Hell fuck no.
Women are pressured to get married, they end up in bad situations. I am in a good situation and I cannot tell you all of the details of the situation I'm in because now the situation I'm in involves another person.
Ooh, really? You don't trust?
So I have to maintain privacy around my relationship.
Yeah, no, I literally just feel like she's like so fucking full of shit. Our researcher sent me something that apparently the man voiced over, and this is from a video from Amy Robinson, who we just mentioned.
Yeah, because I said she covered us during the lawsuit a lot, and I wanted to congratulate her on all of her success. She's doing very well now.
It says in this comment that, I'm assuming this is all deleted now, but somebody says, I feel like all the previous conversations about having dated wealthy men were actually not true because I've never seen you live this way before, but I like fake it till you make it, I guess is the mentality, which like, are you a child?
Are you the first rich guy that I've dated?
No.
No? Are you sure?
100% positive.
Are you sure I'm not lying about it? Are you the richest guy I've dated?
No.
No?
Weird.
No.
Okay. Do you think I'm a good person for people to take advice from when it comes to dating?
100%.
Okay, why do you feel that way?
Because you're so direct. You end up...
Wait. By your own logic, the only reason he's saying any of this is because he wants to fuck you.
Yeah.
Because he just says lust is leading him to be like, of course, my queen, 100%. Everybody should take dating advice from you. Are we going to fuck tonight? That's literally your whole theory.
Wasn't the case, like, he's not going to say no.
No, of course he's not. And you know what? I had some hope. A sliver, if you will. That because she was in Paris, I was like, oh my God, maybe she met a Frenchman. And like, I get it. Okay, like,
no, he's just American guy.
Yeah, literally the Valley guy accent. You're fucking kidding me, MJ. Jesus Christ.
Getting what you want. And... I think that you have really high standards.
The vocal fry. The fucking vocal fry. And the way she's looking at him. Yeah. Bitch, you fell in love, didn't you? Huh? Yeah, some of us did too. And you literally made everyone feel like you're a fucking moron if you got married. Jesus Christ.
But she had the advice you needed to hear. It was a tough pill to swallow, but she was going to give you the medicine.
Yeah, she really gave it to me. You know what? I never married for money. I married strictly for love. And because that was the circumstance that I was in and stuff. And we literally went from the bottom to the top together. I was just looking the other day at my fucking Miami apartment where like my stove handle was falling off. Electricity was flying from my washer dryer. Like it was a really bad situation that I was in. And we were in that together with Noah and that we moved a million times. And like when we finally got in this house, we're like, damn, we really did the thing together and we appreciate it so much. And we've been witnesses to each other's life together. And the fact that she literally belittled it felt like women who have chosen to do that as a fellow man hater myself. And I do it in front of my husband a million times a day. He gets it. But like, I just feel like it's so dangerous to just give blanket statements like that. And not even to men necessarily. I think it's dangerous to women.
Well, she was like basically being like, oh, you're in a relationship? You think it's good? It's not.
It's not. And then you start like, oh, okay, wait, shit. Like, should I be sleeping with one eye open type of thing? Should I be doubting my partner? When in reality, there's a lot of value in having a partner, man, women, or otherwise. Like there's value in it. That shouldn't be like a blanket statement. Nobody should be together. And that's like fucking horrible. I think, again, a lot of people should not be married. I think she's a hypocrite. I think she never really had like a strong conviction that was rooted in anything worthwhile. And I think that's why she looks like such a hypocrite right now, because she She was kind of
She just like never was in a relationship that was serious enough that she like understood why people would get married. That's what it's
giving.
Yeah.
And she never had enough money to buy Chanel is what it's giving.
That, I would arguably say that the capitalism stuff and the materialistic,
disgusting.
Like that's crazier than the
marriage shit.
Men stuff, yeah. Because the men stuff, I could kind of like see like now she finally did fall in love. She's seen the light. She gets it. Like that could change it. This with the oh my God.
Yeah, it's really bad. I don't know how she has maintained a following. I don't know if maybe some people haven't seen all of it. If they just found her for her designer shit. Maybe
do you
like
think
later
also,
on.
Like, does she not give a fuck if anyone follows her? Maybe because
because she's rich now. She doesn't care. Yeah, probably.
Because that would be the only reason I would think she would be so open about it, because it's
literally
crazy.
This is so fucking embarrassing. Yeah, genuinely. But that's pretty much it. That is the MJ Gray situation, why people are so mad at her. I got hot several times. I got like sweaty.
It's just I literally am just like, it's mind blowing.
Absolutely. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this bonus episode. That's all we have for you. And as always,
fuck men.
I mean, yeah, I would be even down to sign off a fucking podcast like that. But I'm also married to a man. You know what I mean? I love men. I give birth to one.
I just think it's so insane. I can't process it.
But anyway, if you made it through the end, we appreciate you very much. And that's all we've got. And as always, we'll see you in the next bonus episode. Goodbye, other girlies.
Cheers.